Hey, what's up guys? Top1992 here of Retribution Gaming, and in this video I'm going to be covering the dev AMA that happened yesterday, and on top of that also provide some updates to Retribution Gaming. So, starting off with the updates to Retribution Gaming first. Our first update is the podcast is coming back. It was only on pause over the Christmas break. The first episode of that has been recorded and will be out very soon, and it will feature Wolfer and Cineverse being hosts of that going forward, and I will just be making guest star appearances. Okay, so second update I wanted to make on Retribution Gaming was we have gained some new players over the holiday period. We have recruited on the former BIS players to tap Atlantis and Xron, and with those players we are going to be making a raid team here in Retribution Gaming with the idea to push the content as far as it can go. And on top of that, for 3-man competitive content such as like tournaments, Team Aqua will still exist of the 3. They will just be flying the Retribution Gaming banner instead, but they will still be under Team Aqua. On top of that as well, we also then have Bing and Wayfinder Training Force, who's also part of Retribution. They are looking at making their own raid team as well. So all things are getting jacked up here in Retribution Gaming right now. Right now it feels a little bit like the Avengers. Okay then, so moving on to the AMA. I'm not going to read out the entire thing, but I will highlight some of the most important stuff that was said here. So, starting with the question, will the next update include the new large social area? And the answer to that is no, but they do aim to have an update this week on the revamped release timeline for January to March. Stay tuned for that. I think I can say me and many others are pretty excited for when that comes. Next question, weapons balance patch when? 80% of the weapons are extremely bad, and their answer to that was, our data does not show that at all. Yes, some are overtuned, but we're doing another pass in the upcoming hotfix to nerf a few, but mainly buff others as well. I'm not going to agree and say like 80% of the weapons in this game are bad, because they do have some uses. It's just that there are some main go-tos that are just like really good right now, and it doesn't really give other weapons a chance to shine. However, there are some pretty dud weapons as well, I will say that. Like, there are just some that even if like you nerf the top ones down would still never be used. But to say 80% of them are bad, that's kind of over exaggerating a little there. It's a lot lower than that. Probably like 20-30% of the weapons are just not going to be used at all unless they've received some buffs. It's nowhere near as high as 80% though. Okay, next question. Do you think jobs, daily login rewards, etc. will fill the gap in memory fragments availability? The answer they said to this is jobs will be a great way to get memory fragments. I think with this, memory fragments just getting more is a great idea, to be fair, and giving players as many different options as they can to get their hands on them is going to be great. The one thing I will say right now is there are players that are starting to complete like the current awakening up to 33, and that's great. But what I will say is continue farming for materials, start prepping for the next set of awakening levels, because there is going to be memory fragment cost there. Stuff like that. Just prep for the next set of awakenings. Okay, moving on to the next question. I don't want to be grumpy, but Mythic Hunts just being Sphere 5 ain't that exciting. And the answer is they aren't. Now, with this one, I can kind of understand why people assume that as well, because they practically said, like, just before the like Christmas and stuff, that it was just going to be harder, like more damage, more health on the boss, no new mechanics. So I can actually understand why people are assuming it's this way. I feel like for this one, the devs are going to need to drop some more information to assure people that it's not just going to be that way, but we can only see as time goes on. Okay, moving on to the next question. Will there be very unique cosmetics for like world first raids or rank 1 on the leaderboards? So you know people with like angel wings, for example, are rank 1 on this specific raid, or if they were world first, etc. The answer to that is I can confirm they will have some exclusive cosmetic drops. We then have a somewhat follow-up question: are cosmetics exclusive to World First or top ranks, or exclusive to the raids themselves? And the answer to this is raids, from the devs' mouths. I'm happy that raids are getting exclusive rewards. That's a really good positive step. However, I feel like if you're bringing leaderboards into it, then there needs to be some exclusive rewards there as well. And I say that also because I feel like it would motivate more people to get into those scenes, like to try and get on the leaderboards and try and aim to get some of those rewards that are bound to the leaderboard. And you can see this in many other games as well as examples. Moving on to the next question: will raids be one big crazy fight, or a gauntlet / series of fights, kind of like what you would normally see in a standard raid? And they have responded. Currently they have planned 5 fights for the raid, which is going to be fantastic. Okay, next question: is there any news about Vestige or Essence drops rates being adjusted anytime soon? And the answer to that is, we have an idea for drop rate increases, so yes, look forward to the solution in the coming weeks. While there will be content to somewhat appetite the people who crave challenge, it will not, nor should it be ever, the primary focus. And the answer to this one was, we don't plan on locking anything critical like vestiges or parts behind mythics or raids. However, that kind of contradicts somewhat to what they've said in the past, where they said you would need to do mythics to gain a certain gloomstone to unlock further awakening levels. So this question kind of needed more clarification. Perhaps we'll get that down the line more, but I can kind of see where people are having a little more of a issue with this specific answer. Moving on to the next question, and the question is the new ecosystem still coming after raids and mythics? And the answer to this that they've put is yes, it's coming right after raids and mythics. So it's still on the cards to happen, and we will just have to wait for more details to see how they will proceed with this. I feel like when you're changing like all the ecosystems, they have to kind of tread a little carefully here, because this could rub people the wrong way if it's done wrong. But like I said, we will have to wait for more details to see how they proceed with this. However, it is something I am very excited for. Okay, and the final question is, will there be an update to the roadmap coming this week as well? And the answer to this is yes, the roadmap will be updated. Now this is something I've also been looking forward to as well. I feel like an updated roadmap is going to be great to see, especially with what more is coming to the game and kind of like time windows of when they're going to release things. I feel like if they could add that in of when they are wanting to get stuff pushed out a certain time frame, I think that would also help players like kind of know what's expected and when it's coming. With that all said, however, that is the end of the AMA. And if you want to see the rest of the questions, feel free to head over to the Wayfinder Discord, and it will be in the dev tracker section there. And with that, if you can do me a massive favor and smash that like button for me, and if you can subscribe to Retribution Gaming if you haven't already done so, help us grow the channel and all, stay up to date with Wayfinder. I'm Terminator T92, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.